the last 3 nights at my mom's place because it's much cheaper to fly on a Monday. We were cat and apartment sitting in Lis, Switzerland for 2 weeks beforehand, and we surprised my family for Christmas Eve. Here is the video about that surprise. I fucking hate to fly. The rules always change. So now we were only allowed 12 kilograms for a check-in bag. What the fuck? Usually it's like 20, it was like 23 kilograms and then 20. Now 12? And 8 kilograms for a carry-on and 3 kilograms for the backpack. It gets crazier and crazier. It's fucking insane. My mom brought us to the train station in Bern. Yeah, that train station got so modern. I haven't been back to the city I grew up in for 8.5 years. So because we first were flying to Istanbul, Türkyie for 1 week to get my checkup, MRI and blood work done, and then to Southeast Asia, where I am now in the Philippines, where we want to stay for 1 to 2 years, we left winter clothes at my mom's. And my mom gave me some other clothes, new clothes, well, her old ones. One of them, this jacket, I fucking love because it has a hood, it has pockets with a zipper. This is so what I wanted. It's black, it goes with everything. I love it so much, and finally I'm able to wear it. I couldn't wear it for so long because it smelled like her perfume for so I washed it and washed it and washed it, and it still smelled like her perfume, and I hate any scents and smells, and especially perfumes, and I couldn't wear it because it made me so fucking nauseous. We left my mom's place in Bern, Switzerland on January 6, 2025 at 5:45 a.m. And we got to the train station, and of course it was fucking cold, and we had to wait. And I'm not kidding, I was wearing 3 pairs of pants, a sports top, long sleeve shirt, a shirt, 2 kind of tracksuit jackets. One of them was this, luckily with the hood, but at first I forgot to pull it over. A thinner down jacket that also my mom gave me, my bandana thingy and a green scarf, and compression and normal socks and not very warm shoes. That's what I was wearing. Yes, I knew it would be super cold, but I really didn't want to bring any winter clothes because then for 1 to 2 years I would just have them in the suitcase, lug them around, and wouldn't be using them. At least it was warm in the train. So 1 hour and 15 minutes later, we got to Zurich airport. And there, of course, it was cold again. Luckily, Paul felt very warm, so I could also put on his jacket over all my layers. We had to wait a short while to check in our suitcase, and while we were waiting, my usual anxiety and some pains started that I unfortunately usually get on travel days. I took some GABA, and then while Paul was standing in line to check in our bag, I went to the bathroom twice, I pooped, and I started to feel a little bit better. I felt even better after luggage and passport control. No problems anywhere. I just had to wait for Paul. I used the Swiss EU self check-in thingies, self-control, I don't know. So I went through really fast. And Paul, as an American, of course, had to use the regular passport control. So the guy there asked him for how many days he's been in Europe. He couldn't find the stamp in the passport when he got into Europe. And that was actually when we took the ferry. Oh, here is a video about that. We took the ferry from Fethiye, South Turkey, to Rhodos, Greece. That's when we actually entered Europe. But the guy at passport control didn't like that stamp. He liked the stamp when we got into Bari, Italy. He just wanted to make sure Paul wouldn't overstay the allowed 90 days in the Schengen area. We waited a little bit to board the plane. I was glad to leave cold, expensive Switzerland, but also sad that I couldn't see more of my friends, or some of them I would have loved to see again and again and again. But it was good the way it went. The surprises were great, and not announcing that I was coming to Switzerland also gave me some much needed rest days. We were in Switzerland from December 20th, 2024 until January 6th, 2025. Lots of people were busy with the holidays, of course, and just because I'm in Switzerland, they can't just drop everything and make time for me. Totally understandable. And also, I couldn't just drive to everybody and meet everybody. Yes, I know Switzerland is small, but still, it takes a long time to get to certain places. And public transportation is so fucking expensive. I fucking hate it. It's ridiculous. Well, next time we'll be coming to Switzerland, we will announce it as soon as we have something booked. And hopefully, we will also stay a bit longer. And now that I don't have any debts anymore, yes, so cool, we can actually really start saving, and then hopefully when we come back to Switzerland, we also have a little bit more money available. Yes, finally debt-free. It feels so good. For 3.5 years, this was weighing on my shoulders so much. Usually, when I borrowed money or anything else, I always made sure I gave it back as soon as possible. But this time it wasn't possible because I needed quite a lot of money for my first surgery on a pituitary gland tumor. But there was a second tumor, so I still kept having problems and I wasn't able to pay back my debts. So hopefully my upcoming checkup MRI in Istanbul, Turkey, well, yes, I am in the Philippines now. I already had my checkup MRI, but when you'll be seeing this video, you don't know the results yet, so hopefully those results are good, so we can really start saving and there won't be any unforeseen extra costs. Back to our move. So I already ate 2 pork neck steaks, some ground beef and olives. Yes, on traveling days, I'm always, most of the times, so much more hungry and I eat a lot more. And on the following day, I was gonna fast for most of the day anyways, so it's good to eat a bit more. January 7th at 9 a.m. I had to be at the hospital in Istanbul, Turkey for hormone tests and checkup MRI. Last time I had my MRI there, here is the video about that. It was really bad, it was brutal. I puked 3 times, I felt so bad. It took me a week to recover. It was from the contrast solution from the MRI and I barely puke ever. My body does everything it can not to puke. So if you ever see me puking, you know I'm really sick or something is really not good. And of course, with that also always comes a panic attack. So yeah, I was really nervous for another MRI. So I already fasted before that last MRI when I got so crazy sick. I fasted for about 20 hours, actually not on purpose. So anyways, for that next MRI, I wanted to stop eating at midnight. So when I will have the MRI, I will be fasted for at least 9 hours. And then after the MRI, I want to keep fasting for at least 6 hours, no matter what. So anyways, in the plane, we scored. We had 3 seats to ourselves. Yeah, so cool. For a 2.5-hour flight. I wish we would have that for the long flights. So because last time when we flew into Istanbul, Türkyie, there was no problem with customs, so easy. Paul said, hey, don't worry about finishing all your food in the plane, let's just take it with us. I think the rule is actually you can bring food on the plane, but you can't take it out. For sure, it's like that in the US with meats and fruit. You can take it on the plane, but you can't take it out. Well, I didn't finish all the ground beef, and yeah, we didn't have any problems getting out of the airport. So yes, I had some meat for that evening. We arrived around 5 p.m. at the airport in Istanbul, Türkiye, and like last time, a driver from the hospital picked us up and drove us to our Airbnb. It took over an hour, but I didn't mind because for once, I didn't get car sick. The Airbnb smelled so much like cleaning supplies, like crazy. Even after airing it out, I had to sleep with my bandana on because it made me so crazy nauseous.